Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Mount & Blade, now Warband with FrozenFoxy. So, the voting went like this. I'm sure you've already noticed that we're in Warband. So, Warband won with 78% of the votes, and 90% of the votes went towards the Vexed mod. So we're actually using the Vexed mod right now. That does change the colors of a few things, and does a whole bunch more things, which I'll try to get into as we're going through all of this stuff and talk about it. The character creation is a little bit different. It's not quite the same. I'll let you read most of this stuff on your own, because this is pretty much the same as we're going through here. I'll make our father a hunter. We were a page in Nobleman's Court and a game poacher. Okay, and Wanderlust. I think that's pretty much what we chose last time. So we shall now become an adventurer. Alright, we shall be realistic as usual, and we have to name our character exactly the same as we did before, or this will not work. So we are Lord Preposterone still, and we'll grab some points here. Cool. Just kind of bump our intelligence up. It really doesn't matter what we're doing here so much, because we are going to be changing completely to something else in a moment, since we've already got our character set and ready to go. Anyway, good enough. So now we have to create a character that hopefully looks a little bit like what we looked like before. There we go. It's kind of ish. Nose is still kind of weird. Let's, there we go, that's a little better. I don't want that squishy nose, that looked really, really weird. Alright, I don't like this hair, but I don't think we're going to find anything quite the same as what we had in the previous game. That looks okay. Let's see here. What kind of beard shall we give you? Kind of bushy. Possibly. Yes, there he is, Lord Preposterone. He's a little bit different now. A little bit different. We'll make him a little bit older. Try and do the hair color. So he's kind of got blackish hair now. Can I make it orange like it was before? Yeah, that looks about ish. Orangish brown. Okay. So we more or less got Lord Preposterone again. Now here's where things start to change. We actually get to choose where we're going to end up as the game starts here. Now because you all voted for the Nords, that's where we're going to end up being. Now as someone pointed out, the Serenid Sultanate, or Sultanate, or however you want to pronounce that, is actually just a new clan here. So there used to be 5, and the Kurgits are still around. I, for whatever reason, did not see the Kurgits when I was looking over the map and testing this game out. So yeah, there's a new clan here. The map is a little bit different, but pretty similar. Anyway, let's go ahead and head to the Nords. We took passage with a trading longship carrying Geralt falcons, I guess. I have no idea. From the furthest reaches of the north to be bartered for linen and wool. It sailed early in the season, but the master reckoned that the risks of drifting ice and later winter storms could be justified by arriving ahead of the sea raiders, who by April would be sailing forth from their island lairs to ravage Caladria's coasts. It was some relief when our ship came in sight of the delta of the Vile and Bullock rivers, I guess. I'm not going to be pronouncing these things correctly, don't mind me. And a short while later, rode past tidal flats and coastal marshes to the city of Sargoth. Home to the Sea Raiders' distant kinsmen, the Nordic lords, who a few generations ago had carved themselves a kingdom in this rich but troubled land. We're exhausted by the time we find the inn at Sargoth. and fall asleep quickly. However, we awake before dawn and are eager to explore our surroundings. We venture out into the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, we hear a sound that stands the hairs of our neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. So, differently from the original game, we actually get attacked by someone right away as part of the tutorial. You can kind of bow him to death immediately here. Oh no, we can't access our inventory from here. Oh well. But as you may notice, our arrows are very high up. That's part of the Vexed mod. This would normally be about 30 arrows rather than 90. So there's some definite changes, and I wasn't planning on using any mods, so there's some things I'll probably do in this playthrough that I wouldn't have done before. Anyway, this is a merchant. He's asking us if we're alright. Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes us to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the street, and then finally, convinced that we've not been followed, comes near to us to speak. You call that near to us? He's like over there-ish. Jerk. Didn't actually come near to us at all. I'm gonna actually check the volume levels because that music seemed a little bit high, and I just want to make sure everything's okay. Sound is a little loud for my taste, but I think it would have been fine. I'm turning it down nonetheless, so let's go ahead and talk to this merchant and see what he has to say to us. Maybe he'll offer some of that soup or burning lava. I can't really tell what it is. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven by the banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the street, or on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed, and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here, and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can he do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So, here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradria to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? Well, we'll be interested. Alright, so I've got a new quest. We got some dinars from this guy. Anyway, you won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warrant. I don't know about that. Anyways, you'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here, looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay, so take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it an advance on your reward. Go around to the villages and use the money to hire help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits.
Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages.
Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Sargoth after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what to do next. Alright, we have our first quest, and the tutorial actually starts walking us through buttons that we wouldn't have been walked through in the previous game. It's more like you kind of have to figure it out yourself. Anyways, we have to collect 5 men, and it doesn't look like there's any particular expiration to this. But after we manage to do that, we need to go back to the tavern at Sargoth to get this guy back. Okay, so let's get the hell out of here. We have our nice little horse here, and with any luck, we should be able to head over to our character screen, click on our statistics, and import our character here. Yes, we were successfully imported. Now, that doesn't really change how many we have killed here. However, it does change our character statistics in that we are much more powerful than we were about 5 seconds ago. And I haven't spent any of the points. You may notice that my levels have gone up quite a bit, considering that we were probably at level, I don't know, 14 or so by the last time we were playing this game. Yeah, I went around to collect a whole bunch of money because I knew that we would not have any of the gear, and I kind of wanted to get us more or less back to where we were immediately, and that way we can go from there, because that was about the time I was going to start building an army, and I don't really want to start from square one at this point, so, you know. Anyways, we're now viewing the overland map. Who cares? Alright, let's go to the marketplace. And we shall trade with the arms merchant here. Alright, so this right here, this hunting bow, does not look like it actually needs any special skills. So I think I'm going to keep this around just so we have a bow, because that seems like that would be fun to have around to use. And this chipped axe is definitely not something I'm going to be using. Ooh, balanced saber. That seems like a good weapon to start out with. I will definitely go with that. I want to get us a shield of some sort. Can't use that on a horse, so that's not going to be helpful. And the size is different. We've got this multiplication going on here, so a little bit different. But these ones are the same, other than the resistance. I'm going to grab this baby. That looks pretty good. Let's see, what else do I want to get here? I would like a polearm of some sort. War darts are not quite what I'm looking for. No. Bunch of no. We could do throwing spears. I'm pretty sure that this version of the game allows you to switch between modes with polearms, so I probably could use this. However, I think I'm going to get this owl pike instead because it looks nice and the thrust on that is much less than the owl pike. This keeps looking like it's actually a spear, but it's not. Alright, so we're going to get the owl pike here. Lovely. And a good thing to know about when you are playing this game is you can keep multiple things like this and access your inventory at the beginning of a battle so you can switch between different things depending on what you want to do. A military hammer, huh? That's kind of nice. Let's see, that's got a speed rating of 93 and a reach of 70. Not nearly as nice as the saber, but that might be able to knock people out. I'm guessing it probably does. This has a 25, and that's a 33. That's definitely much, much better. Alright, I think I'm going to have this as a knocking people out kind of weapon. I'm going to go ahead and sell these furs here because I don't really want those. Dried meat I am going to keep though, so we need something to eat. And I like that they have the morale right here, so That is definitely a bit different. We're paying a lot, but we're getting a lot in turn. Let's get some armor going here. So armor is going to be a lot different compared to the previous game. And that's really expensive. I'm not buying something that expensive. No thank you. This, however, may be what I get. Let's see here. That weighs way more and doesn't quite have the armor that this one has. I'm going to grab this baby. Keep this behind just so we have some armor just in case. Oh, these look nice. I don't think there's anything else I want, so we'll grab those. Lovely. Look at this. We're almost back to full fighting strength, if you ask me. Do I really want to spend like twice as much just for slightly more armor? No, I don't think I do. I think we're going to get the mail mittens here, unless there's something else down here. No, it doesn't look like it. Grab some mittens. Don't really like that one so much. Is there a better helmet somewhere? That's kind of a better helmet. I kind of want our winged helmet back, but I don't think they have a winged helmet available for me. This is cheaper and has more defensive capability, plus it weighs less. What's the point in... I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a battered bassinet, but this is better in all respects as far as I'm concerned, including price. So this is the one we're getting. We don't look quite as cool as we used to, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, and we'll head to the horse merchant. What kind of horse do we have? A 3739. Ooh, that's a nice one. It's about the same speed though. Ooh, I like this one. A heavy hunter. Like it a lot. That is our new horse. Okay, fantastic. We are all decked out once again, which is very nice. I think I am going to actually switch this stuff out for the moment. Nah, you know what? We'll go with a bow for a bit, because we have never used a bow before in the previous game, therefore we should use one now. It will be interesting. Do I want any goods from this guy? I don't think I do. I have plenty of food at the moment. Alright, I may have gone a little overboard in getting money and such, but you know, what can you do? Sometimes you just get a little too carried away. Am I the only one who does that? Probably. Alright, let's actually spend some points here and get all of our stuff going. Lovely. We are going to be a little bit too decked out for this first mission, I would imagine, but it will be fun nonetheless. Alright, we've got Power Strike. We should probably start getting some Power Draw and perhaps Power Throw, so we can start using some of the throwable weapons just for the hell of enjoying them. However, I would like to grab those so we are kicking more ass there. Let's see, what else do we want to get? Don't really care about persuasion. I'd like to start getting some prisoner management. One thing the Vexed mod does is, rather than looking around for someone who will be able to purchase prisoners, you can go straight to the tavern owners and sell to them, which is kind of nice. Also, cattle follow you, I'm pretty sure, in the Vexed mod, which means I might actually be doing cattle missions, which I never thought I would actually be doing. Let's see, what else do I want to do here? This is... which one is this by? Intelligence, yeah. So I could get some intelligence to get some extra inventory management. I don't know that I'm going to need inventory management any longer, because I may not be raiding too many villages in the near future. I wouldn't mind getting some leadership, but that's going to require charisma instead. So, at the very least, that will increase our party size limit, and it is nice to have that ability. All right, what else do I want to do here? Grab some power draw, I suppose.